guys. Okay, so it's 11:30, still the 5th of July. I'm about to start cooking. So here's what I need to do today. I'm gonna be making slow cooker chicken rice soup, not in a slow cooker, and copycat Olive Garden pasta fagioli soup. I have lots of different pasta fagioli recipes. Basically, I just use them as like a suggestion. I don't always make them exactly as they call for in here. Millie's getting a drink. My kitchen's kind of a cluttered mess right now. Such is life. I have other things I'm working on, and not only that, I can't really clean right now like I normally do. It's kind of it. I'm appreciative that I'm feeling so well, but it is hard for me because I can't really do the things I would normally be doing. So I can't wait to be released. I never defrosted the brisket. I know I said I was going to. I haven't yet. Honestly, I have a lot of meat in the house, and I don't want to defrost the brisket just yet. Start with the vegetables, and I will move to the beef or the meat or the protein. So I'm gonna start with peeling my carrots, and so I'll zip you along while I'm doing this, and you can see that, yeah, I have my contacts off today. I'm wearing my glasses, and my skin is exceptionally dry right now, so excuse the wrinkles. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so I know I can compost the trimmings. I also know that I can make stock from a lot of the trimmings. I don't have time right now, and I don't have room in my freezer to freeze the leftovers. So unfortunately, I wish I knew somebody right here that composted. I would certainly pass that along to them, but anyway, okay, so I'm going to cut up the chicken just a little bit, just trim it of the fat, and then we'll start throwing everything together. Be right back. Okay, so I'm not one to follow a recipe. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I am a recipe rebel. So this really makes a whole lot more chicken soup than I need to make. So here's the chicken stock. I'm gonna put that in. And this is my pot I told you about. Now I'm gonna leave the rice out. It says to cook it with the rice. I'm gonna leave the rice out because I know from past experience when I'm freezing soups, you leave the carb out. So, well, the white carb. So the pasta and rice, I leave it separate. It tends to get to absorb all of the liquid, and then it's just, ugh, I don't like it as much. All right, so let's get busy. So the recipe says to put everything in together. You may have noticed when I was chopping for my soup, I kept the onions big and the celery big because I fish those out. I do not care for the texture of cooked celery. It's just not my thing, but the flavor is really important. Of course, I love my carrots. And I also fish out the onions. I also don't like those in my chicken noodle soup. I mean, I like the flavor, I don't like the texture. So I leave them large and I fish them out when I'm all through. So let's put all of this in here. I know he's back there, we'll survive. Okay, so there is everything really quickly. We're gonna kick on the heat to medium. We'll bring it up to a boil, and then we will let it simmer for a little bit. No big deal. All right, we'll just simmer until it's all cooked, and I will cook the rice separately. I typically cook a big giant vat of rice, and then I break it up into small portions and freeze it, you know, just like the rice, Uncle Ben's does it, you know, where it's the little packets of rice that you microwave. Well, I do the same thing, only I do it myself, and I'm not spending as much as it is for the prepared stuff. So I will make the rice here in just a little bit. All right, so that's cooking. Now let's do the pasta fagioli. You over here, I think my camera might like the light a wee bit better over here. Okay, so let me grab the recipe. There's everything trimmed and finely chopped onions, carrots, and big celery because once again, I'll pull it out at the end. All right. Yeah, this is very easy. Very typical recipe. So we're going to heat the pan. I always heat my pan first, and then add the oil, and then add the meat. It just works better for me. And that got to my eyes. Woo! We are using my Butcherbox meat. The chicken was Butcherbox chicken. I'm really impressed with the taste and quality of the beef and the chicken from Butcherbox. I haven't tried the salmon yet. It's in my freezer. I need to try it. I want to try it, and I haven't tried the bacon yet. Again, it's in my freezer, but it is still grass-fed bacon. No nitrites, whatever that is, none of that, which I appreciate. And I've just touched the meat, so I can't really open olive oil without using my fingers. Okay. Now we will, just a little bit of oil. That was probably a little more than I gotta wash my hands, excuse me. Disinfectant like, got a sneezy kitty over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to wash my hands again because I just washed them and I'm touching the meat, whatever. So here is the meat going in. Woo! That was too hot. Angle you down. All right, now the recipe does not call for this, but as you guys know, I put this, focus. Oh, that's the trick. Okay, so this is from Trader Joe. I have talked about this and talked about it ad nauseum. And here, I mean, this is what I have left of this one. I mean, I go through them probably once every couple of weeks or so. The grinder. I just love it. I put it on basically everything. And this is an Italian meal, so we will put it in there. Okay, and what's in here is roasted garlic, sea salt, onion, and parsley. So, I mean, there's nothing in there that doesn't make everything taste better. Okay, so. I'm gonna rinse these beans. It also calls for kidney beans, but kidney beans are not my favorite. So I use navy beans or Great Northern beans in this soup. And that's about it. I don't put any more beans in it. If I did, I'd probably put like, I don't know, lima beans or green beans even. Can't go wrong with green beans. I mean, green beans are delicious. All right. So we're good here. The recipe says to drain the fat, but I don't have any that requires draining. And honestly, a lot of times I will leave a little bit of fat in there. It does impart a lot of good flavor, especially with this meat, this Butcherbox meat, man. Let me tell you, I just really like it. All right, so the next step is to add the onions and carrots. And celery. Saute them with the beef. Now, the garlic comes in just a little bit. To remove the meat and saute everything separately. I never do that. There's no point in that. You're just gonna put it right back in. It makes another dish. So I just leave everything in there. Works just fine. All right, our onions have gone translucent mostly, which is good. Whoops. Drop that garlic in there, which will spread out when we add the liquid. There's the liquid. There we go. Rinse my beans. Oregano. There we go. 1.5 teaspoons of basil. Yes, basil. Okay. And 1 teaspoon of, I already did oregano. We need thyme. 3/4 a teaspoon of thyme. I don't want to use too terribly much. There we go. And parsley. So you can put parsley in now or at the end, but I prefer, since it's dried, to put it in now so it makes it nice and soft. Parsley just imparts a freshness, a brightness to your meals, to your soups. So it's, you know, some people enjoy it, some people could take it or leave it. So I can take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. So, all right, a little more liquid to allow for some evaporation while it's still finishing off the cooking process. So there you go. And basically all I'm doing at this point is melding the flavors and cooking the carrots. And then I will take it off the heat. I like my carrots al dente. So look what I just did. I just made a huge mess. So that's it. I don't have little children, so I don't have to worry about the handles too much anymore, but it's funny, I still do. I still turn them so that they're, you know, and there's a little chicken stock left in here, you know, just perfect for any meal. Put it in ice cube trays if you're concerned about it. All right, let me rinse my, okay, so that took what? I don't know, 20, 25 minutes? I don't know, something like that. That's not too long. And I have 2 soups, perfect to separate. And you know, you can take these if you're like a meal prepper. I used to be a big meal prepper. But now I just kind of batch cook soups like this because I'm the only one that eats them. So Chandler might eat the chicken noodle soup or the chicken and rice soup, but he's just not a soup fan. None of my children are, neither is my husband, except for ramen, which I don't advocate, but whatever. Every now and then isn't terrible. Hello, Grayson. So there you go. That one's stirring up or coming up to a bubble. That's too hot. That needs to be stirred. Let me stir that real quick. Not a lot of color in this soup, meaning the broth is very, very clear. So I will probably add a little turmeric to it to give it a little color. There's the chicken. I will shred the chicken, obviously. And there are my carrots, but I bet it has a lot of flavor. It looks like it does. So there's beautiful carrots. And like I said, when I'm ready to eat it, I'll just throw some rice with it. All right, there's that. Let me... little stir. This looks so delicious. Now the pasta in this, no, I can't put the pasta in. Gluten-free, first of all, gluten-free pasta does not taste good the second day at all. And second of all, well, I will probably just put this over rice. I mean, it's rice pasta. That's what I'm eating. So I'll just put it over rice. Look at him in my pile of dishes over there, and that pile of cat right there. Oh, he's such a mess. I see you. He smells the chicken. And the other one's over here. That's what they want, is the chicken I just trimmed. Okay, I'm gonna clean up a little bit and fix the salsa verde chicken, and I'll check with you in a little bit. Okay, so here you go. So you can, maybe, you can see the rice down there at the bottom, and my soup here on the top with a little bit of shaved Parmesan. So I'm going to have that for lunch. Normally I'd have a little light salad, maybe some tomato and cucumber salad or something mixed with it, but I'm not feeling that today. So I'm just gonna have my lunch, and I'll see you in a little bit. You're gonna see my messy kitchen. That's life. Your kitchen gets messy too. Ah, there we go. All right, so here's breakfast and dishes from cooking. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out all of the onions and the celery. Like I said, I don't like to eat them, but I do. It's important that you put them in there for the flavor. Hello, I see your big head. And then after I get all of this out, we will shred the chicken. And then it will be ready to completely cool for me to pack away. Chicken noodle soup. It's very tasty. It's very simple. Yep. Dishes again. Here's my leftover celery. I need to pack that up. So here we go. I'm just gonna pull out hunko celery in here. I can't do this completely yet because the rice is not cool enough. You want it completely cool. You want your soups completely cool, but here we go. So just take some rice. I mean, this really is not rocket science. And you put it in there, you know, equal to about 1 serving. Battery died. Okay. So, like I said, you want to make sure your rice is completely cool. Otherwise, you see the condensation and the steam that builds up in there? That makes freezer burn. You don't want that. So, make sure everything is completely cool. If not refrigerated, maybe. I don't refrigerate mine. I let it come to room temperature and then I pack it up. So like this is probably a little more than 1 serving. There you go. I'll throw it in the bag like this, and I'll probably make 25 or 30 of them. And I pack them and mush them down like this and lay them in my freezer. And I do push all the air out, which I don't want to do right now because I'm creating freezer burn. I probably should say real quick because you may, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't know. I would never reheat it in this container. In the Ziploc bag, I take it out, I run it under the soup and the rice. I run the closed bag under some water real quick to kind of release it from the bag. That's why it's important that it's flat and like there's nothing, you don't freeze it like this because then it's difficult to get it loose. And so then you just peel the bag off into a bowl and microwave it in your glass bowl. I do not microwave in plastic things. So there you go. Just wanted to let you know that. Just because I think it's just, I don't think you're supposed to heat up Ziploc bags. I don't know. This isn't even Ziploc. This is Kroger brand. I don't know, but I just don't do it. I'm gonna have a little treat. Okay, so here you go. This is in my freezer drawer. Here's the rice, packaged and packed flat. I mean, if you see what I mean, I pack it flat so that it sits in there nice and even. And then here is the soup. Again, I pack it flat. I sent some home with Robbie. The pasta fagioli is under here. This is now room temperature, so it will sit in here and freeze and it'll be fine.